Recording also on to the Facebook Live. And I always like to give it a minute because it tells me it's preparing the live stream on Zoom, but then it looks like it's thinking about it. So I'll let it finish thinking. And I so love that we got to start that off with like celebratory energy. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Still going across. Okay, setting up your meeting for Facebook Live. It's making progress on the Facebook live stream. Done. There we go. Okay, so we can shut that tab down. Oof. So welcome to my newest masterclass, how to sell 2 to 5K packages as a heart-centered coach, healer, practitioner, service provider. I am so thrilled to offer this masterclass because I've been doing this type of work with my clients basically since 2018. Like 2018, I started helping my clients have like 5K months before I was getting 5K months, which was very interesting to my like healer brain at the moment. But I'm like, of course I can see other people's stuff before I can see mine. And like coaches don't necessarily win the Olympics, but they help their Olympians help get to the Olympics. So it's like, that was so interesting in my world. Comment. Oh my God, this is my first 1K package that I'll be selling for Goddess Uprising. Oh my God, that's so exciting. So good. Oh, I love it. And I encourage you, whether you're watching the replay, because I have a number of people over in Europe who are like, that's 2 a.m. my time, that's 11:30 my time, that's blah, blah, like all the things that are like, this doesn't work for me. So also for the people who are watching the replay, hi, I love you. Sending you so much energy, so much good vibes. And you can comment throughout. I will be checking in for the next couple days to all the comments on this because a number of people are like, or I'm in the Theta Healing Disease and Disorders class going on, or I'm in this, or I'm in that. And people who are like, I'm so in for this, and other stuff are happening. So the universe, from my perspective, matches our energy. So you being fully focused in on this masterclass, being like, yes, I'm ready to sell 2, 3, 4, 5K packages or anything above and below that, you get to be matched by the universe's effort. So I invite you to put your other devices on do not disturb for a moment, focus fully in, get your notes out if you're a note taker. I'm a huge note taker, whether it's on your computer or on your like journal or whatever you have. I invite you to like ground in and show the universe like I'm fucking ready. Like from my perspective, the universe meets us where we're at. So if you're like running, the universe is like, okay, I'm energetically with you. And I tend to do that as a coach and a healer as well. It's like when you're running, we're going. And when you're more in the like, okay, we're like integrating this, we're leaned back a little bit, we're like going at this speed for a bit, then like the universe will meet you there and so will I. So I invite you to engage if you're feeling called to engage. Definitely say yes to the healing downloads that align to you. I'm going to be doing a lot of theta healing downloads throughout this to support you in clearing out all those old limiting subconscious negative belief systems that don't serve you so that we can realign you to your truth, your soul's mission, the like path that's in alignment and moving forward so you can have way more ease in doing that. So I am so excited to get into all the pieces and parts. So we're going to ground in together with a pleasure first. So I invite you to take some deep cleansing breaths. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling with a sound. Exhale. And simply bringing in some intention that on your inhales, you're calling in your heart's desires. And exhale, releasing whatever it is that's been letting there be a gap there that's been holding you back in this area. Just simply bringing that intention. You're inhaling more clients, exhaling scarcity. Or for example, inhaling incredible client testimonials. Exhaling the story that you're not good at selling, whatever it is for you. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, releasing. And doing that for a couple of rounds, whatever's coming up for you. To inhale, receive, and exhale, release. And then returning to stillness for a moment. Putting your hand or hands on your heart and noticing how your body feels now. With that simple little shift. And then we're going to shift our intention to embodying the future version of you. And you can do this completely still, if that's how you best visualize. But you can also choose your own adventure. So if you want, you can add in some hip circles as we connect with the future version of you. And also bring in some pleasurable touch, massaging touch. If you know what your blueprint is, whatever blueprint touch feels yummy and good for you in this present moment. And whether you're sitting still or bringing some movement to your body, some pleasurable touch, I'm going to invite you to connect in with the future version of you who has already sold many packages at the new rates that you're desiring to step into. Whether that's 2,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 or 10K or whatever it is. Feeling into the version of you who's already done it. It's normal. It's the new standard. It's easy. It's just how you work. And simply notice for a minute what's different between you right now and this future version. Is she or he or they more confident? Do they feel more magnetic, more convicted in their soul's work? Is there more support around them? So noticing the beingness of this future version of you, and then also the environment surrounding you. And that could look like the physical environment, or who's in your inner circle, feeling into these various parts for yourself. And as you deepen into this clarity, I invite you to embody this future version of you. So if you saw them standing up, can you stand? They have a straighter spine. They're just holding themselves in a certain way. Can you physically embody that in this present moment? Hmm. And then from this space and this place, I invite you to use present or past tense wording for whatever your heart is guiding you to receive next. So I sold a $2,000 package. I'm so grateful I sold my $5,000 package. It's a past tense. I love all my 5K clients. Feeling into whatever your ideal next level is, and using present or past tense. I love that I have a savings account. I love that I always have more than enough money. I love that I have a profitable business. You can bring gratitude into it. I'm so grateful. My business always provides for me. I'm so grateful for the salary my business gives me. Feeling into those various heart's desires for you. Saying it out loud. Everyone's muted, so you can say the thing. You can think it in your head, whatever feels best. Mm. Mm. And then I invite you to magnetize this by feeling it even more in your body. Feel the emotions, the excitement, the joy, the relief, the like, oh my God, no human words, just a feeling. Ah, mm. Amplify these feelings in your body. Breathe them in fully. Mm. And you can still choose to play at your own speed, choose your own adventure. But if you want to stand up and celebrate that, like, this is your life, you can do a happy dance and you can express it with your arms and celebrate, celebrate, celebrate that you've done the things. This is your life. You've sold all these packages. Your business is thriving. You're thriving. You have the time freedom. And leveraging your business of the packages, and it just flows so easily, and you're making amazing changes in the world, and you're getting incredible testimonials from your clients, and just like, oh, life feels so incredible, and you're just so nourished by it, and you're nourishing others, and there's just so much overflow, and it's this win-win-win dynamic you're in, and it's just like, ah, so, 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 so good. Letting yourself celebrate it, embody that celebration. And feeling the feelings, feeling the emotions, breathing them in. And then taking a moment to pause in stillness. Again, putting a hand or hands on your heart. Grounding this in, feeling all of this yummy emotion in your body. Then we're going to take 3 deep, deep, deep cleansing breaths together. So big, big inhale and exhale. Inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. Inhaling one last time and exhaling. And when you feel ready, You can open your eyes. Hmm. And if you feel called to, you can share in the chat how that felt for you, what came through for you, connecting in to the future version of you who just simply has it all. And also, like, totally knowing that you can connect at any time with future versions of you. It really, really, really is helpful and supportive for like leaping, quantum jumps in your timeline, like whatever your perspective is on this, doing it for 1 minute to 5 minutes a day or longer can be very, very supportive. So if you want to come back and listen to the section, you can do that. Or you can just simply be like, okay, I'm ready to connect into the next best version of me. And then afterwards, you can be like, okay, show me what's next to do. Show me my next inspired action step. So you can move in alignment with the how that gets you there. And it can feel more easeful and more supportive and more pleasurable and a little bit faster than you thought possibly. So it's always really fast when you intentionally bring that like grounded truth and reality of like, okay, this is where I'm going for. This is my heart's desires. I'm moving in line with that. So yeah, results can happen faster than your human brain thought possible. And I'll say that as someone who became a coach in 2015. I was of the like mindset towards the end of 2015, like, okay, I'm putting my corporate accounting job, maybe it'll take me like 5 to 10 years to like start my business full time, but like I'm good to do it and I'm getting these certifications and I'm growing it on the side. And I went full time in 2017. And then I'm like, this is lovely and amazing. And then I did 6 figures in 2020. So like you can allow the timeline to go faster and faster and faster than your human mind thought. I totally thought, oh yeah, 10 years from now, that'll be when I'm full time. And like it's 2025. Like it's 10 years from now and I've like had multiple versions of my dream life and up leveled multiple versions of my next level self during that time. I'm also a seeker, so I love doing this. I also have a number of new humans in my world. So hello, all the new humans and healers and practitioners and coaches. I love you. I love the path that you're on. I love that you're here to do amazing work in the world. And I'm going to take a minute to introduce myself. If you are totally new to me and you're like, I've seen you on the internet or I saw you at an event and now we're connected and I totally want to make more money in my business, but like, who are you and what are you about? So I began as a coach and very quickly went into the healing space. So I am now a Reiki master practitioner to support you in clearing out the body blocks to your heart's desires. I'm a theta healer, which we're going to do a number of theta healing downloads during this. Like I was getting so many downloads and I do love the like divine feminine with the divine masculine. So I have a structure for this masterclass prepared that I get to like flow off of. So I didn't write down like every download that I'm going to be doing because I'm tuning into everyone's energy who's live and going to be watching the replay to support you with what is actually coming up for you and what limiting subconscious belief systems you uniquely have and how we can clear those from the root to really align you even more easily and better to your soul's purpose and mission and to be just like so grounded in your higher power's truth. And I'm going to use higher power. You can replace in your brain God, creator, source energy, the universe, but your higher powers, truth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of whatever's going on in your world or a lesson that you've been trying to learn, maybe the hard way. And yeah, one of my superpowers is supporting other coaches and healers, light workers in the world, and increasing their impact and income in the world and receiving so much more money for the work that they're doing. And to do it from people who can afford it. Like you're tuning into your unique soul aligned clients who are able to invest at them at this like higher level because sometimes people are like $2,000 is a lot for people and it is a lot for some people. So you get to tune into your energetic soul aligned clients who are excited and ready and willing and able to invest $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in packages and like they'll show up making that level of investment in themselves that they will like only do this level of work in the world at this level. Like, there are different people who have different levels of abundance and income streams and all the things. So they get to choose what amount it is for them that like puts skin in the game. And there's certain people that even 20K, like when I sold one of my first 20K packages, it was just like, psh, that's like a piece of the renovation I'm doing. Like, not a big deal. Like, psh, kind of energy of like, hell yes, painful, there we go. And different people are at different levels. Then once you're very, 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 very supported and provided for in your business, you can then choose to do sliding scale, pro bono, scholarships, a ton of free things, free books, free resources, like you being supported in your business by your soul line clients who are a little bit higher ticket can allow you to provide so much more to the world. So I love, love, love win-win-win experiences. I only operate in win-win-win experiences, and I invite you to also shift into that. I feel like it has such a higher vibration reality, and it also serves the world. So it's a win for me, it's a win for my client, it's a win for the community and world around us, versus like certain corporations out there that maybe it's a win for them because they make profit, but it's a lose for their customer because they're putting maybe something toxic or not super healthy in their body, and then a lose for the environment because they're polluting the environment. It's like that's a win, lose, lose. Not great, not into it, not the vibe here. I am here for win-win-win. I support other people who are win-win-win only humans. So that's the vibe. I get so excited and passionate about all the things. I'll jump back into introducing myself for all the new humans. So Theta Healer, very, very grateful that I like interwove the healing world with the coaching world. So I have both the like conscious structure pieces, the homework, the accountability, all of that with the spirituality, with the crystals, with the woo, with the like infinite things are possible. So I'm very grateful I've had both along my journey. I'm also an erotic blueprint coach and a lead coach in that world. So I have been trained on so many embodiment practices and how to live our lives with more like overflow and pleasure and multiple orgasms, but we can't talk about that on certain social medias because it's too hot. So then we just do it in private rooms off the main ones. I've also been trained in accelerated evolution. I was an accountant, I have a bachelor of business administration, so I tend to be really excellent at supporting some of my more creative and visionary clients and like grounding into like how can we make finances and financial statements more pleasurable and like planning more pleasurable and enjoy the things. So I bring a lot to it, including that I'm clear cognizant, so I just tend to know things. I get at least once or twice with like all of my clients of like, how are you in my brain? How did you know that thing? And I'm like, I'm claircognizant. It's just, this is what it is. I'm an empath, so I feel all the things. And I'm also a reflector in human design. So if you're familiar with human design, I have all of my centers open. So I'm a huge mirror, which means that something that you've been struggling with that like no one seems to be able to find that fucking thing. And you're like beating your head against the wall, being like, what is my block? What is it? It's that like little tiny thing in the corner that like no one is noticing. But for me, it's like a bright neon sign that I'm just like, just that thing. Like we'll clear that thing, then everything else will move very easily in your world. So I'm extremely good at like finding those like domino pieces that like everything else is more easeful, or there's a lot of things that are unnecessary that you don't have to like do an effort in. Because if you just focus on your soul line path and your soul line things and your inspired action steps, it'll work so well. And a big thing that I support my clients in is grounding into their divine truth, your inner guidance system, your best next steps to grow your business. And I provide a lot of support in allowing you to do that. I've done so many years of strategy and coaching and business coaching and all the things. I've been supporting my clients with this since 2018. So I have so much knowledge and breadth and depth in a number of these areas. It's like so, so, so easeful for me to support my clients in selling higher ticket packages where they like come into my world and sell their first $1,000 package, 2, 3, 4, 10K, 20K packages where it's just like, oh, of course, it's easy, it's easeful, like it's just a natural next step, and we just remove the blocks that were holding you back from it and support you in actually like doing the things that your soul has been telling you to do, even if you have to like be the bravest version of yourself, leaning to that edge and like doing it with the fear, even though it's like outside your comfort zone. Okay, so I'm so excited for all the different pieces of this masterclass. You're going to learn how to craft your soul aligned ideal clients, ideal package, how to receive even more money for your soul's work. We're going to do healings for that. I'm going to do a clearing for your throat chakra so that you can confidently speak your new rates and not be like, it's $2,000. Like $2,000. Grounded, confident. Learn how to be so heart-centered on your sales calls, because I know that there's a number of humans in my world who are like, oh, I still feel like slimy or salesy or gross, or like that I'm taking from them and it doesn't feel good. So I'm going to go over a little process on that. And then also clear out any and all other blocks or negative past experiences that you've been having that don't serve you. It's 2025, it's a new year. There's so many new supportive energies. You've never lived this day before, this year before, so we get to support you in shining brightly in that. And then at the end, we're gonna talk about a next step in moving forward if you feel called and aligned to that. And then I'm gonna open it up for some Q&A. So it'll be our flow, our structure with it. And we're gonna begin with learning how to craft your soul aligned clients packages. So number of people in my world have either, who are like desiring this content today, have been either mostly in the like per hour method of like, okay, I give a Reiki session and I get $95 or I get $111, or I do a package of 5 and it's $555 for my 5-session package of coaching or healing or breathwork or whatever it is. So we're going to start to seed and invite you into feeling into programs and packages in a little bit different of a way by providing more value to it. So you can still for now keep what's been working for you, especially if you're like, my business is full time and it needs to like make me the money so that I can like eat and live. Awesome, amazing. Let's be like, okay, we can keep what you have now and add in better things. So you can keep all your current rates, you can keep all your stuff, and then add in the new things and see how that works. And the feedback is the feedback, like it's the information. So it's like, okay, if you right now have sold maybe like a 1,111 package or a package for 555, let's invite you into selling your first 1,500 package or 2,222 package and feel into those rates and do some sales calls with those numbers. And then the feedback's the feedback. If people are fuck yes, and they buy your new 1,111 or 1,500 package, whatever is a new one for you, then awesome. Then we can continue to stair step up. And I have an Excel sheet that I'll show you some stair stepping later because it's an excellent tool to, instead of being like, oh, I'm going to jump from only selling a 555 package before to a 5K package. And I've also helped people go from there to there during 6 weeks. So like, it's totally possible. You can do it if that's your heart's desire and you're like, I'm called to doing this. Fucking go for it. I believe in you. And for a number of people, it's like, oh, I have a really tall ladder now. And like the first rung is like 20 feet up. So it's like, okay, instead of trying to jump and do enough jumping jacks and like jump and like catch the 20-foot high rung, maybe we add some other stair steps in that. And you stair step by a couple $100 or $1,000 and stair step your pricing, your rates until you get to the level that you've been desiring to be at. So you feel so confident and convicted in your sales calls offering these programs. So the key to shifting from that like dollar per hour thing is seeing the extraordinary value that you're providing by adding in some extra features. So for example, when I was going through my dark night of the soul in 2015 and like was working with my private theta healer at the time and also a counselor, she was my therapist at the time, I could only see them during our sessions. I had no contact with them in between. I couldn't like get support on my homework. I was like doing my homework and then like getting all these big shifts in my world, or I'd like practice the scenario with them of like, okay, if I like set this boundary and I like talk about this thing, then if they act like this is what I'll do. And if I act like this is what they'll do. And then I just had to like wait a week or two or more if their calendar was like fuller until I could see them again. So it was like, oh my God, I'm gonna like go do the thing. And then I'm kind of like left to my own devices until I have another session. So it can be infinitely valuable. It can be fucking priceless to your soul line clients to have access to you in between calls. So I'm going to invite you for a minute to like feel into that, like a time where you were working with a coach or a healer or a therapist or someone, and you like totally wanted to reach out to them in between, but that wasn't allowed. Like their boundaries were like, no, like you see me during our time, and then when our time's done, we're done. So just like inviting you for a moment to feel into that and how much you'd be willing to fucking pay in those moments where you were like, oh, my life, oh my God, to have talked to them or like sent them a thing or like get the next step for your homework or like just be like heard and witnessed in it and like held during that time. Just like imagine. Or if you have had those moments where you had some kind of like WhatsApp or Voxer support in between or email access to your teacher, mentor, practitioner in between, like feel into like, oh my God, that was so amazing that I was like held and seen and heard. I was given support or another tool or a module of something to go watch or a resource or a YouTube video, like feel into that to be like, oh my God, that was so fucking valuable. So then I'm inviting you to feel into what support would feel amazing to give your VIP private clients who are going to invest at higher income levels with you. Okay. What do you desire to offer? Is it WhatsApp support or Voxer or another type of platform? Sometimes people use Slack or other things. There's all kinds of platforms. There's Signal, there's all the things. So does that feel good? Do you want to give texting and what and like voice support? Or would it feel good to give them email access in between? Like, so noticing that in your body, what feels like a yes, what feels like a no. And then also feeling into how often you would like them to utilize that. So we're going to feel into some boundaries for a moment. And sometimes newer coaches or healers are like 24/7 VIP support all the time. They have access to me. And I'm going to just like put a caveat there that people who tend to do that burn out or want to burn their business down or start to resent their clients. So feeling into your body from a grounded place, what feels like an equal energy exchange of like, yeah, for another $1,000 during the 3 months or so that I work with them having access to me throughout the week during regular business hours, lovely. Or is it going to be, okay, I'll tune in a couple times a week to this. If they sent me a message, I'll reply back to them, but they'll know that like, okay, it could be like 2 or 3 days before they get back a response for whatever they share. Like feeling into what that is for you, especially at the level of business that you're at and the amount of free, quote unquote, free time or availability you have. Because there's some people who I know we're going to be watching the replay who don't have a ton of free time. So having like very, very clear boundaries, and I have like a whole document that I send my VIP private clients when they enroll with me, like this is how we use WhatsApp. And at this level of my business, especially for clients who are investing 20 to 30K, it's like, cool, you can send me a 5-minute maximum voice message. And then you wait until I reply back to that before you send me another one. So I'm very clear in the boundaries. And I, again, have a huge document that I've continued to grow and improve and tweak over time to be like, this is how I work best. Therefore, this is how it works best for my clients. And if you're curious about that, you can also send me a message and I can like send you it if you want to have a template of something to like see and then work off of. So that can be a piece for homework, feeling into exactly what extra support in between your calls or your in-person sessions, whatever you're doing, whatever access feels good for you, and like what that energetic and financial exchange will be for you to have that extra holding of them as they're moving through their transformations in the container with you. Another piece that we get in to add into these like higher ticket $2,000, $5,000 programs are other resources. So if you've already recorded past workshops or digital programs or courses or meditations, or if you have visualizations that you've done or content on YouTube, like if you have extra things that you've done before, you can curate this library or these 3 or 4 meditations or whatever you have and say this will also be added into your program. Depending on how much content you have, could depend on how you give it to them, because early on for me, I had a ton of things recorded and I gave all of my VIP clients access to all of the things. So like all of my recorded workshops and courses and all the things. And because I was a recovering perfectionist, I was attracting in some recovering perfectionists. So sometimes they'd be like, I have to do all of these things, just like you go through school. There's grade 9, 10, 11, 12. You need to do all the things. And it's like, you have access to all the things, what you're feeling called to can support you. So if you have a small library, you could give it all to them and be like, this is what you get for enrolling as a private client at the VIP level. And you can also kind of like drip it along the way. There's different technology pieces that can support you in like dripping content to your humans over a certain amount of time. What I've tended to do more and more often is say, I have a huge digital library. I have several years of content at this point. I feel into the programs that'll be best for them or the workshops that'll be best for them. While we're on the sales call, I talk to them about it. So I'm like, yeah, my clearing money blocks one-on-one program will be excellent for you to start off with. So I'll give you access to that. And then my increase your impact and income course will be incredible. There's a 6 to 8 week version of it of like focused content, focused module, and then bonus modules and content. So I'll give you access to that, and that will be a great starting point. And then from then, depending on where you're at along your journey, I'll give you extra modules so you can do it for homework, and it's not going to be overwhelming to you of having several years of videos to watch, because you don't need to watch several years of video. The benefit of having tailored support in a VIP context is that I get to tune into what's the next best step for you. If you're like really, really, really struggling with like honoring your divine feminine and receiving more and being able to lean back more in your business, then a homework piece could be doing the divine feminine module from one of the courses I've done. So I can pull that module and give them access to it one baby step at a time. So having extra resources like that can be a huge, huge value to your clients. And again, gets to increase the price, the investment level of the packages and programs that you're offering to your people. So there's so many things that you can do. You can add in VIP days, in-person VIP days. You can add in different time slots for calls. Sometimes I also add in like 2-hour deep dives. There's so many things. If you get to like even bigger levels, you could like invite in a collaboration of another healer to be like, okay, awesome, you're going to have a session with this person. Like there's so much. There's infinite ways that you can create value in your packages. And the main ways are the sessions with you one-on-one, then the access to extra support in between, and access to the extra resources, so the digital library or whatever else you have. So that can be like your main 3 pieces of like, okay, what does that feel like? And then you can tailor it. If it's like, okay, I tend to have people who like need emergency support. So maybe I want to like gift as a bonus to your package 2 15-minute emergency calls that can be booked within 48 hours. Some people love that. Some people like thrive on being like the emergency support. So you can tailor your package to whatever way feels best for you and tends to work best for the people that you're attracting in. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to talk about this forever and like do examples with people and all the things, which is why I have programs. So I'm going to like wait until the end to talk about those. And there's just so many ways to do packages. And I love supporting my clients and co-creating them. Okay. So then the next piece that supports you in grounding it in for your soul line clients is listening to their exact wording when you're on the sales call with them. So for example, if I'm on a sales call with someone who's like, I really want to have a 5K month, I want to be able to sell $2,000 packages, that would just be so amazing. I'm not going to say, in this program, I help you make lots of money. No. When I go at the end of the conversation, of our enrollment conversation, and say, you'd be an awesome fit for my program, would you like to hear an option? And they say yes, and they're in consent. I'm going to say, I have a program that supports you in selling 2K packages and in having consistent 5K months. Because those were their exact words. I'm not going to like shift to like making a bunch of money or start using time freedom when they haven't talked about time freedom. Like, I'm going to use their exact words when I share on the enrollment conversation what the thing is. So if someone wants to lose 5 pounds, don't say lose a bunch of weight. Say lose 5 pounds because you were listening and you were present with them, and you can tailor your VIP packages to the exact needs of that one person because it's a private program. That's the benefit of being in a private program. So write that down. Use their exact words. They will feel so seen and so heard. And like, this is the thing that they've been waiting for or praying on, or like crying on the bathroom floor, wanting the solution for, is your program, because you can tailor it to exactly what they need, want, and desire during your time together. Okay. So we're also going to shift into some healings to support you in doing that, and then receive even more money in your business to be able to receive your higher rates, because sometimes people will start saying them, but it's not fully in their capacity to receive it. And we can do a whole thing on muscle testing with that, and it doesn't really feel like necessary in this moment to muscle test, but if you want, you can always muscle test. I'm able to receive this amount of money. So thumb and finger together, say a certain dollar amount, stays closed, it's yes. If it opens, it's no. And yeah, I'm feeling called to just jump right in. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to be open to receiving even more money for your work in the world? That you can allow yourself to truly know that you're worthy and deserving of selling your XK package. Whether that's 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, that you can allow yourself to receive abundantly for your soul's gifts, your work in the world, for your superpowers, for your certifications, for your expertise, for your knowledge, for your wisdom, for your unique message and light in the world, that you can allow yourself to receive even more. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all past negative experiences where people said no to you or objected to you, or it just wasn't the right time for them, or you kind of like fumbled on your words during a sales call, or you like way overgave on a sales call, and then they kind of just felt complete at the end instead of deciding to work with you to have like the full transformation. You put a band-aid on it instead of being like, hey, here's the wound and we need to like do this so that it'll properly heal. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to shift into more of a diagnosis mode in your sales calls, so you can support people in fully reaching their potential and receiving the transformations, the breakthroughs, and the lives that they're desiring through the work? If you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to know that it's time, safe, and that you're able to speak your new rates, that you can feel confident and convicted in your programs and packages, that you can easily receive both through technology and energetically the new rates that you're choosing to align to, and that you can decide from now on to be shifted into these rates. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to know that it's time, safe, and that you're able to upgrade your identity as an abundant coach, healer, practitioner, mentor, that you know that you're worthy and deserving of it, that you were born worthy for this, that you have soul contracts with your soul aligned clients to show up and do this work in the world. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to be a beacon of love and heart-centered entrepreneurship while being abundant as a healer, coach, practitioner, mentor, and that you can be a steward of wealth in a healthy, thriving way. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all past stories, lenses, or collective belief systems that selling is bad, corrupt, sleazy, gross, XYZ negative thing, whatever that is for you. You can fill in the blank, that we can clear that, clear the charge, and clear the negative energy, especially around any time that you've received that gross energy in a sales type experience. And if you'd like to clear that, you can say yes. And like clearing it out of your body, tapping, shaking it off, slushing it off. Whatever way feels best for you to like get it out of your body. Okay, that's feeling lighter. Hmm. And then you want to allow yourself full permission to receive your new rates, to make mistakes, to be an imperfect human and a perfect entrepreneur along this journey, and that you can set the foundation that you learn from mistakes, that you're either winning or you're learning to get to the next win, that you can expand your capacity to be messy, to try things out, to be at the edge of your comfort zone, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to feel grounded in a new standard of life, and then growing from there. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And a conscious piece that's coming through to like add in for that is like we get to grow and expand our comfort zone and have some like wiggles and wobbles and figure it out, and then have this as your new baseline, and then grow and expand again, or quantum leap, and then be here, and then again work with like the contraction, the things going on, the like wiggly bits. So like, okay, I'm at this level of spiral, like working at whatever comes up here, grounding in this new baseline, and then growing again from there. So we get to continue to expand your comfort zone without like growing and having a huge contraction after, because that can happen. It's happened to me, it happens to other people. Unfortunately, sometimes that's like in the collective, in our energies, in our soul's work to like process through of like expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. It doesn't feel really great for our body. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to regulate your nervous system to expansion and then holding the new version of you, expansion, and work with the things that are coming up to then hold this again as your new baseline, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to have that embodied within yourself and that wisdom from your soul. And if you would like that from your higher powers, truth, wisdom, perspective, knowledge, and understanding, you can say yes. Beautiful. So now we're going to do the throat chakra healing, just clearing out anything from your throat chakra that doesn't serve you so that you can confidently say your new rates. So I'll invite you to take a deep breath, feel into your throat chakra, feel into anything there that doesn't feel good, that feels sticky or hard, or that is blocking you or like cutting off your energy, whatever it is for you. If you're feeling a bunch of things, know that you can like come back and replay for the limited time that this is up. You can replay it and do the different layers, but just for now, tuning into one piece that feels like ugh in your throat. Or if you're feeling it in another place in your body, this will also work for any body block. So tuning into where you feel that block to saying your raised rate on a sales conversation with someone who is your soul line client. So just giving me a moment to feel into that. And then noticing how big it is in your body, what size it is, how much space it's taking up. Just clearly focusing on that block. Noticing what color it is. And noticing what emotion it's connected to. and also feeling the body sensation of it. And then if you can touch this old energy that no longer serves you, what's its color? What's its temperature? Then we're going to safely move that old energy outside of your body through your higher power so that it's just sitting a couple feet in front of you without any connection to you. And we're also going to fill up every single cell where that old energy used to live with bright white light and unconditional love and healing energy. If you like that, you can say yes. And then now that this old energy is outside of your body, without any connection to you, we're going to simply ask it a question and let the first thought, first feeling come through. And you ask it, what were you trying to teach me? And then do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to mark that old lesson as complete now? And all similar frequency lessons that have also come to the surface that are ready to be healed and resolved and dissolved out of your life. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to let all of this go without over analyzing every single needle in the haystack, that you can trust even more fully and deeply that because that's come to the surface in this safe container at this time and space, that it's ready to be released, that it's safe for you to release it all, that you don't need to like keep nitpicking at it or like understand every single thing and every single time it's happened and why and all the things and all the, like, that we can simply trust that because it's come to the surface, your higher power is guiding you to release it all now. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to cut any and all cords, contracts, vows, oaths, or obligations holding you to that old way of being, thinking, identifying, and all old habits that you used to have around it, that we can clear and cleanse those on all levels, resolving it on a history level, and that you can see through your higher powers, truth, wisdom, knowledge, perspective, and understanding how you can move forward, how you can forgive yourself completely on all levels, and also forgive anyone else who is simply being an actor on your stage around that, and that it's time safe and that you're able to move forward with this freedom from forgiveness with way more ease, speed, grace, joy, and love along your journey, and choosing to learn your lessons through so much more ease going forward. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to confidently speak your new rates, that you can speak to your soul line clients, that you can speak to them in your messaging and your marketing, when you're creating content, when you're going live, when you're doing your own masterclasses or challenges or podcasts, that you can feel grounded in your soul's work and the impact of your packages and programs on your soul line clients. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then we can integrate that piece. We can allow your higher power to transmute that old energy into unconditional love, sending it out into the ether, and again, filling up every cell of your body where it used to live. Bright white light and unconditional love and healing energy, and allowing that to expand throughout your system, fueling and filling every single part of you. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Taking some deep breaths, feeling that land fully in your body. And then tuning back into wherever that old energy used to live, whether it was in your throat or somewhere else. And noticing how that feels now. And I'd love to hear how that feels for your body right now. And you can literally share anything. Sometimes people are like, oh my God, that feels so much more clean and clear. And it's like, oh, good channel, and things are amazing and wonderful. Sometimes we clear a layer and another layer of the onion pops up and it's like, okay, that feels better. But now there's this, and this feels worse. So let me know how that's feeling for you. And I'm just tuning into all humans. Sometimes I do go a level deeper, but it feels like that is quite complete for the majority of the people. And know that anything that feels like, oh, this like the next layer, you can come back and watch the replay for this section and clear this next layer off for you. So a piece for homework, if you feel aligned to it for homework, is to practice saying your new rates out loud. So the investment in the program is $5,000. The investment in the program is $2,000. Investment in the program is $2,000. Investment in the program is $2,000. Like wherever you're at, say the thing. You're like, oh, the investment in the program is $2,000. Be like that when you say it. Just like, huh, let yourself feel it. Say the thing. $2,000. That's a $2,000 painful investment. $2,000, $2,000, $2,000, 2,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, whatever your next best step is, whatever rates you're feeling aligned to, practice saying that rate out loud. Practice saying it in the mirror so that you get to the place where you're like, the investment in the program is $5,000. The investment in the program is $2,222 pay in full. And then when you're on your sales calls, you say it, and then you allow them to receive that information. So let yourself breathe, feel grounded in your body, feel your feet on the floor, take deep breaths, and allow the person to come back with yes, or that's a lot. Is there a payment plan? And then you can share the payment plan, or let them share and express with you an objection that they have. And we're going to talk about objections even more in a minute. As like even further thing you can do for homework is practice saying double amount, triple amount, quadruple the amount. Practice it out loud, practice saying it in the mirror so that when you're on the sales call, you've practiced both the right investment amount and the, oh my God, this is so much higher number. And you've said the higher number grounded. The investment in the program is $50,000. Investment in the program is $30,000. So when you say the investment in the program is $5,000, is 5K, is 2K, whatever you're saying, it feels like, wow, that's such a fucking steal of a deal. Instead of like, oh my God, that's the biggest number I've ever said out loud. What am I doing? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. We don't want that energy. So sometimes saying double, triple, quadruple, a way higher number and kind of like, I can say those numbers and I'm not like tripling over myself trying to say the thing. It can feel way more grounded, more easeful to say. There's even been an occasion or two where someone has accidentally said the doubled or tripled number and the person has bought. So also trust your intuition of what you say and what you're speaking as well. Okay, so that can be a homework piece if you feel aligned to it. And then we're going to share some ways to be heart-centered on your sales calls. So there's so many ways and so many things that you can do. And I could talk about this for hours and hours and hours, which again is why I have programs and offerings and more things that I'll be talking about at the end. And I'm going to share some like big needle movers that like shifting this can allow things to feel way, way, way better on your sales calls. Okay. And I have my notes, so I want to make sure that I like hit the key points. So you get all the amazing information. Number one thing, because energy matters and people can feel your energy, ground yourself before the call. Fill up your cup, dance around, play your favorite songs, have orgasms, get in high vibes, whatever it is for you that allows you to show up to the sales call feeling grounded and good and ideally in the space of overflow. And that you're not just like, oh, I'm just rushing from doing this and then I'm all chaotic and like I come in and I'm like, ah, now I'm nervous and I hope that I make enough money so that I can pay my rent this month. That is not best energy for your client, potential client, to be introduced to you in as with this one-on-one experience. So please, please, please book time on your calendar before the call with them. If you have a scheduling software system that allows you to have buffer time before your call. So I use Acuity and I have at least a 20-minute buffer before my sales calls, even now to this date, so that I can ensure that I'm resourced going into them, that I'm grounded, that I've reviewed their application questions, that I'm in a really good headspace, and that I'm really clear and present with them when it begins. So you get to feel into what your routine is. You get to be a messy human and like try this thing and then play with that and do this thing and play with that until you find your best routine or some of the best things to do beforehand. But like that really, really, really makes a difference for you to like come with your resource, with your water, already having eaten, like that you have resource and you come from a place of service where you can be fully present and with them. Because for some people, this can be the first time they're talking about their challenges to a person, or it's like really vulnerable to express. So like you holding a safe, grounded resource container can feel so, so, so good to people, and energy matters so much. I'm also going to invite you to really take on the belief system that sales is service, that your sales call is serving them, that even if they just get the diagnosis from you of like, okay, this, and this, these are the gaps I'm seeing, this is how you can move forward, that like the value in your sales call is so incredibly amazing for them. That also you making the sale is so incredibly amazing for them and you. It's that win-win energy. That sales is service. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to ground into this belief system, this truth, that you are serving your soul line clients so, so, so fully and deeply by inviting them into a program or a package or an offering with you? And if you like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all sticky or old energy of your come from place, being from a place of like, I need to pay rent, or I need to do this, or I'm desperate in this area, or I'm experiencing scarcity or lack over here, that we can like clear and cleanse all of those times that you've been in that place, or that you felt someone else who was trying to sell you to get money from you, that we can like clear, release, and let go of all that gross negative energy, all that ickiness from you on all levels, resolving it on a history level. And if you like that, you can say yes. So then I invite you to really, on the sales call, be in the highest expression of you, be in your higher self version, the like fully grounded in your heart human, where your like come from place is to be of service and support of this human that's on the call. Whether you're on the call with them for just this one call, or if they continue with you, that like you get to serve and support them. And that the energy of the call isn't like almost nail biting of like, I need to make the sale. I need them to say yes. It needs to be now, like nervous energy. So again, people feel the energy. Energy matters so, so much. Even if people aren't like super highly sensitive, people can kind of tell if you're trying to like just sell them to make the sale, but like you don't really think that you could actually help them. Like people can feel that even if they aren't very much in the woo spiritual world, people can feel it. Wow. There's so many pieces. So along similar lines is to ensure that you're on the calls with people that you do feel like you're a good fit for. So depending on where you're at in your business, you could have a couple or many application questions so that the people that you're getting on the private conversations with are from your current awareness of filtering through them, really truly potential super soul line clients where it's just like, oh my gosh, I would love to serve you. These are the pain points that I help people with. These are the desires I help them get. Like you are so fucking their person. Like you are like in their world. It's your bread and butter to support them with this stuff. Like, oh my God, working with them would be the best. So when you're hearing about their experiences, when you're asking them the questions to get to know them, what their pain points are, what their desires are, what their challenges are, what they've tried before that hasn't worked for them, how this has been negatively impacting them, like when you're getting all that information, genuinely be present and care about it. Like really bring the fullness of how you're going to show up in your private sessions with them on the sales call. Even if you like have nervous parts that are like, I don't know, sales calls still like make me nervous and stuff, like take care of your human again beforehand or like through one of the programs or like working with your own coach or healer practitioner, like take care of your own human chunks so that you can be genuinely present and tuned into them and listening fully to their heart's desires, to their challenges, to what's going on in their world that's uniquely impacting them, and make really exceptional notes. Similar to what I was saying beforehand, word for word, write down what their thing is. If they are ready to be in a secure partnership with their future husband, write that down. And don't just say, like, you're not going to be insecure and you're probably going to get married. When you sell it at the end, use their words. You're going to learn how to become secure in relationships. And you're going to be in a place where you can have a healthy relationship with your future husband. Use their words. This makes such a difference for people. Like it matters so, 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 so much. So I also invite you to get curious about what their unique experiences are, because even if they've like checked all the boxes on filling out the application form for your sales call, don't assume, oh yeah, it's just like my other client. Oh yeah, it's just like these other people. Like also get curious with like what their unique experiences are, because it's likely going to be very, very similar and they could have different stories. So again, using their uniqueness and tailoring how you're going to share with them your package at the end is going to make a huge difference, because then it's going to literally be like, wow, like this person is the person who can help me with all the things. They hear me, they see me, they know the stuff, they've helped similar people get from A to Z. Like, oh my gosh, this is my person. It's so much easier to sell. The next piece is share the package that will actually be of the best service for them. So don't be in their wallets and like think like, oh, well, because they said this thing, or because I think this thing, or because I'm making this judgment about them, I should sell my lowest thing to them, or I should do this or that. Like genuinely feel into what will be so aligned for them and offer that. And if it's your highest ticket package, do your highest ticket. If it is genuinely your lowest ticket package, genuinely share your lowest ticket package. Like genuinely align to what they are instead of what maybe your human wants to like make red this month or to like go on an extra trip or whatever thing. Like genuinely share the package, the recommendation that will be of the best support for them. And then also be grounded in your body and prepared for objections, and give any and all space that's needed to their objections, because more often than not, the objection is the opportunity to go deeper with them. So this is like an amazing space to showcase how fucking epic you are as a coach, healer, practitioner, and be like, of course, If they have a time objection, for example, it's like, well, I don't know if I have time to do this coaching program. Is the time thing the thing that's actually holding them back from reaching their goals in their health or in their relationships or whatever? Like, if they don't think they have time for coaching, do they not really have much time devoted to their partner right now? Do they not really have amazing rituals with their body right now? Like, it tends to be extremely similar, if not the exact thing that's been holding them back from getting their goal. So allow the space for the objection. It's a beautiful way that they're vulnerably sharing with you what's getting in the way of their goals. And then you get to be in your superpowers supporting them through that. Like, yeah, of course. Of course, you have a part of you or a huge part of you, or like the sign in front of you is like, I don't have time for this. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's like do some healing downloads on it. Let's do some whatever XYZ thing you have that you do with your people. Let's reframe it. Let's do the mindset piece on it. Let's like do a breathwork practice on it. Like whatever it is that your magic is, do that for a couple minutes with a person to support them with their objection. And then ask them if there's anything else or if they're ready to invest. Allow them to have that space. And yeah, like give yourself permission to go deeper with them. Like this is the like ideal place when they have objections to just showcase how epic you are as a coach, as a healer, doing your work in the world. Okay. Like feeling into the energy. So, like time and space and things. Yeah, as I begin to share my screen, I'm going to do some more clearing downloads. So you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all other body blocks, negative past experiences that you've had personally or that you've seen from others, where things just haven't been in alignment, where things didn't work out how you thought or how you had hoped, that we can just like clear, release, and let go of the energetics of disappointment, frustration, rageful, pissed off energy, like grief, like, oh, the like depths of the things of like, oh my God, my business isn't working. This hasn't worked. This doesn't work. Someone else had this. I went back to a day job. Someone else I saw businesses failed, something else, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's just clear and cleanse out all these like worst case scenarios or negative experiences that you've had or that you've seen people near you go through around your business, around old things that have happened prior to this point, that you can clear, release, and let go of it completely on all levels. And resolve it on a history level. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And I'm reading comments. Awesome. Yay, I love that you got it. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. All the things. Okay. So, oh, and I have like 3 screens going right now. So it's like all the things are open. Okay. There. So can you let me know? It looks it is. It's telling me I am screen sharing. Is it in fact doing that? Do you want to like pop in the comments if it is? Or do the little thumbs up emotion? um, it's looking like it's doing all the things, but again, I have like 3 screens, so I just want to make sure before I'm like, if you can see all the things that I'm doing. Okay. So I can go so deep into this. And I felt like just popping this up for a frame of reference. If you're like, okay, I desire to be making 5K months, having like 65K a year in my business would be great. Just to like show you an example of how you can do this with VIP private clients and with the stair stepping energy. So, for example, you can have your current low, medium, and high ticket offers. So that could be 1,500 for your lowest and 2,997 for your highest. This could be your current reality right now. And then having a downsell of like a digital thing or a 1 or 2 off session for damn self. So in this template, and if you want this template, you can also send me a message and I'll send you one that you can like plug and play your own numbers. You can literally like put how many clients you like in it to be like, okay, how much would I be receiving from my private clients doing this thing? And then you could be like, okay, and after I sell 3 clients my $1,500 lowest ticket program, then that could be an indication that it's time to raise my rate. So my new lowest ticket will be 2,222. And then your medium could go from 2,222 to 3,333, for example. And then your like highest ticket could go from, after selling 4 of them, for example, at 2,997 could become 5K. So you get to play with these numbers to be like, okay, what gets me to my goal? So in this example, with simply 26 humans, with 26 clients, you could receive $65,000 as annual private. So if you divide all of these numbers up here by 12, that's about 2 clients a month, 2.2 to be exact. So if you want to shift it into quarter, then it's about 6.5 humans a quarter in your business. And you technically have a difference of $700 in the positive direction of like, you made a little bit more than you thought. So that's about $5,475 a month in income working with this, with simply 26 people. Like you don't need hundreds of people to be your client to make it full time. It can be fucking amazing with your soul line clients. And this is just an example of stair stepping with one to another. You can stair step multiple times. I did that. I like quickly scaled up. I quickly went from like 1,111 to 1,500 to 2,222 to 3,333 to like 5,555. Can you tell I love ancient numbers? To like 8,888, like 10K, 15K, 20K, 30K. Like you can scale up however you're feeling called to. And then also with the awareness of like supply and demand. So depending on how much time and energy you're putting in your business and how much time you desire to be available in your business, especially if time freedom is important to you, you can choose to shift up and down. And I have a whole other masterclass, Overflow Your Cash Flow and Pleasure. If you want like all of the details and all of the templates and how to reverse engineer your year into your month and ensuring that you still have time freedom with your hours, like I have so much resource to share on that. So if you want to know more about that masterclass, also send me a message. The Overflow Your Cash Flow and Pleasure is so good, and the templates are amazing. And people use them, and they still to this day are like, oh my god, these templates are so good. So, let's also clear, release, and let go of any and all junk around your money, where it's like, oh, it's hard to figure out money. It's hard to like budget and figure out how much cash flow I have coming in because I'm an entrepreneur. Like any and all things about your financial statements, around spreadsheets, around templates, around figuring out your money or having a healthier relationship with your money. Let's also clear, release, and let go of all of that completely on all levels. Resolving it on a history level and showing you through your higher powers, truth, wisdom, perspective, knowledge, and understanding how you can move forward with more ease around all of this. You can have a healthier relationship with your finances, with your financial statements, and with the relationship with both time and money in your business. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to have the spaciousness and the freedom to have new experiences with time, money, and your finances, and feeling fully and completely supported by your business's cash flow. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Beautiful. That's feeling so good. So we're going to integrate all of those changes. And I can also offer you a general healing for any and all other areas of your body, life, and business that are ready to be healed right now, and fill you up with your higher powers, unconditional love, compassion, peace, and prosperity. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And take some really deep cleansing breaths here. and noticing how that's all felt in your body. And I would love to hear in the chat how that's feeling for you. I'm also inviting you to take the time to drink extra water now and over the next 24 hours, just supporting your body, really releasing whatever isn't serving you, just as it integrates in. Hydration is important. So I invite you to drink lots of water for the next day or so. And listening to your body with whatever it needs. And I fully and completely believe in consensual sales. So anyone who's like, oh my gosh, I'm so complete, that feels so good. Sending you so much love. And for anyone who's like, ooh, this is all so good. I desire more of it in my world. It's resonating with me. I'm curious about what a next step is. I'm curious about programs that Laura has going on. Then you can stay on and I'll share with you. So giving a moment for anyone and everyone who feels complete to go their way in the world, sending you so much love for listening in. Thank you for being you. Thank you for sharing your work in the world and being an amazing light worker. Oh my gosh, the world needs it. So honoring you and sending you so much love. And also you can totally share this with anyone else in your world. You can tag people, share it with them in whatever way that you feel aligned, if that's coming through for you to do, so that they get to receive all the healing and all the amazing information too. And then for the humans who stayed on, lovely, I am going to ground into like the most simple, best next step. If you felt resonance with what I shared, if you're like, yeah, I desire to have 5K months, or yes, I want to sell my first $2,000 package, that would be amazing. I would love, love, love to support you in that. In whatever way, big or small, that I and you feel aligned to doing it. And the best way that I know how to do that is getting on a one-on-one conversation with you to talk about where you're at right now and where you're desiring to go in your business. So that I can see the gaps that are going on right now. I can support you in getting really, really clear and doing that diagnosis piece of like, yeah, your belief system here, or your strategy here, or how you're talking or feeling about it here, or your mindset about it here, or you're just like offer feels unclear, or this or that, like whatever it is, I can support you in naming these gaps so you can close them so much faster. I'm also really, really excellent at tuning into like the domino piece, like the next best step for you, that literally focusing on this is going to make everything else easier or unnecessary. It's just going to like, everything else is going to flow so much better focusing on that piece. And in that call, we can also talk about the best next steps for you, whether it is one of my couple group programs right now, at the Abundance Pod for all the amazing coaches and healers in my world who have a day job, have a part-time job, have something else going on right now, and they have the desire of making their business full-time. I also have the Prosperity Pod that are full-time coaches, healers, theta healers right now, who are like so desiring to have 5K months, to like consistently receive more and more in their business. And then I also have my privates, which are more for humans who are at 10K months or 20K months. And I also have a number of digital programs and workshops and courses and just so many things that can be tailored to support you. I'm even feeling called to offering another group program. So depending on interest in a new thing, we might be adding in another form of that. Like, I just love the expansion and I love serving all the humans in my world and like meeting them where they're at. So I'm going to pop a link in here, and then it'll also be on the replay to book your complimentary Increase Your Cash Flow Now call. And the first 3 humans who book their call, who apply to work with me, to apply to learn more, will also be getting a free 30-minute session with me that you can book after. So we're going to do our enrollment conversation, which is the Increase Your Cash Flow Now call. And then afterwards, you can also book free 30-minute session with me to get all of my coaching and healing knowledge to support you with the stuff that we even diagnosed in your sales call. Whether you choose to work with me in a bigger program and that's just an extra bonus of extra time with me, or if you're doing group or whatever you're doing, like you'll get that extra time by being one of the first 3 people to look in. Okay, and then some other technical pieces that I want to share about that, because I do have a number of alumni clients in my world, and I do have brand new humans in my world. So if you are feeling called to a group program, if you're new to my world and haven't been a client before, I offer a 2-month version so that you can get your feet wet. You can taste test it. You can like get in my world and like sell the package so that you're like, oh my God, I get a return on my investment. This is so fucking awesome. And like 95% of my clients do get the return on their investment during or very soon after my containers. It's really important to me, if you're focused on that you get it. I also have people more in the like sexual healing and orgasm space that don't give a shit about the financial thing, but then also, especially when they're entrepreneurs, kind of do. So it's really fun. And I really will meet you where you're at. If you're like, I'm investing in myself to have these results, I love supporting you and getting them during the container, or again, in the very soon after. So that's extremely important to me. I want to make sure that we're the best fit. So if you're brand new to my world, we do a 2-month container to ensure that you're getting that kind of energy, that you're doing your homework, that you're showing up, that you love the work that I'm doing in the world and the format that I do and the flow. And the format and flow of my group programs especially are very similar to this masterclass. So we begin by dropping in together. I tune into the energy, do a like grounding in together, pleasure first experience that like supports you in being more resourced to then receive the strategy, the tips, the conscious pieces, the healing downloads, the clearings of your body, like whatever it is, we tailor it for you. So I'm going to wait and share more details about the program until we're on our private one-on-one call to make sure that I'm like recommending the one that is the best fit for you, with exactly where you're at in your business and the time that you have to devote to it and your finances and all the different pieces that come to play in that. And just know that if you're brand new to my world, it's going to be a short container to ensure that we are the best fit. And if you're an alumni in my world, you can jump into basically any version that you want. If you want to do another 2-month stint in my world in one of the group programs, or a like hybrid of like group and VIP, like you can do that. Or you can jump right into a 6-month or a 1 year, like whatever is feeling best for you. We can have that conversation when we're in our private call together. Okay. So tuning in to ensure that is all the things that I was feeling called to share before we go into some Q&A. So I'm going to end our Facebook stream for those humans and have a little separate recording of our Q&A. And I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for staying to the end. Thank you for doing this amazing work in the world. And I'm so excited to get on conversations with some of you. So enjoy the rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you're at in the world, or when you're watching the replay. And I'm sending you so much love.